Hi, this presentation will review some fiscal items for faculty and staff that are traveling on an education abroad program. We will talk about financial faculty agreements, travel authorization request, travel cash advance, program cash advance, travel expense report, program expense reconciliations, a few miscellaneous items, and then give you some contact information for our office. All travelers are required to review and sign a faculty financial agreement. Please take your time and review this document very carefully. It goes over items that will help us stay in compliant with USF policies as well as state and federal regulations. The amounts on this document are also what will be used to do payments back to you. So make sure that everything that you expected is on this agreement, and that the amounts that are on here are what you discussed with your program manager. So this could be items like your meal allowance, extra baggage, transportation to and from the airport, and phone expense. A travel authorization request will be prepared for you by Education Abroad, and it must be approved by the travel department before any purchases or reservations are made. The travel request includes days and expenses stated on the program budget, and it cannot be changed once it's approved, so please review this carefully. All flights and housing will be booked by Education Abroad and our travel agents, so please do not book anything independently. If you were to book something independently, you could be liable for cost that USF wouldn't reimburse you for, or if you did it on a P card, you would have to reimburse USF. We will work with you, and our travel agent will work with you if you're adding personal travel before or after the program. However, if the ticket is more than the current comp that we have for that program flight, you'll need to reimburse USF within 30 days of the time that we purchase. You'll receive a DocuSign from the travel department for your travel request, and just review that carefully and return it back. It'll be returned to your program manager. A travel cash advance will be issued to you if you have a budgeted meal allowance of over $250. The travel cash advance is approved by the travel department and will be paid to you 10 business days before the program's start date. You'll receive a DocuSign from Education Abroad showing the amount of the meal allowance that was approved. So we need you to review that and sign it. Once we receive that back, you will receive a second DocuSign that's coming from the travel department, and you'll need to review and sign that also. Once a travel cash advance is approved, it can't be changed, so again, please review it carefully. A travel cash advance is going to come to you the same way that your payroll comes. So if your payroll is set up as a manual check, you'll get a manual check mailed to you for the travel cash advance. If you have a direct deposit for your payroll check, then you'll get this travel cash advance direct deposited the same method. A program cash advance is to be used for program expenses such as excursions, group meals, group transportation, items that cannot be prepaid or paid for with a P card. Payment will be issued to you within 2 weeks of our department submitting the request to accounts payable. An important item to note is that accounts payable does not update their records with HR. So if you've recently moved and you changed your address with HR, but not accounts payable, this check will go to your old address. Another item to note is that we can set this up on an ACH or direct deposit, so it'll go straight to your bank. We can help you walk through that with our vendor setup department. So make sure that you discuss all the program expenses with your program manager, review that all expected program cash expenses are included before you sign it, and then sign the DocuSign sent by our department to you. If we go through the vendor setup, there's a few steps that we'll walk through with that. A travel expense report must be submitted to the travel department within 30 days of the last day of the program. If you were issued a travel cash advance, your meal allowance, the expense report must be submitted within 10 days of the last day of the program. If you were issued a meal allowance, this is a per diem for your personal meals, so there's no receipts required to be submitted to us. This is for you to use at your discretion. So submit all of your electronic copies to our department as soon as the program ends. You'll receive a DocuSign from the travel department to sign. And if you have any questions at any point, you can give our office a call or shoot us an email. Our office will initiate the program expense reconciliation with the copies of program expenses that you submit to us. And you need to submit these as soon as the program is over. Group meal receipts must be itemized. It can't be just the total credit card receipt. Tips will be reimbursed up to 18%. So if you tip over 18%, that won't be reimbursed. And all receipts cannot include alcohol. All receipts must be translated to English if needed. Phone reimbursements require 2 months of bills. A bill before the program showing what your bill was before the program and during the program. SIM cards and burner phones are permitted. A signed W-8 BEN must be obtained for cash payments to individuals and no cash payments to individuals in excess of $500 per year. Exchange fees and ATM fees in country will be reimbursed with a detailed receipt. No medical supplies can be reimbursed. After the fiscal team reconciles all the expenses, you'll receive a copy from us for approval. If cash is owed to USF, you'll receive a deposit slip that you can take to the cashier's office, or we can give you a P.O. box that a check can be mailed to. If cash is owed to you, we will submit a payment request to accounts payable, and this can take up to 30 days. And remember, any expenses that you submit that were not in the program budget could be denied payment. A few miscellaneous items. Our fiscal team can make payments using RP cards or our purchase order system. We would like to prepay all possible items. This could be housing, tours, museum tickets, classroom rentals, and transportation. The more items that we can prepay, this lowers the need for the program cash advance. The faculty will have less cash that they have to handle. They'll have less paperwork to do, and this will make the post-trip reconciliation much more simple. P-card receipts must be submitted to our office within 3 days of purchase. If it's on a P-card, it cannot wait until you return from the program. Please do not make any P-card payments for travel or program before your program manager has advised you that the program has been green-lighted. This could be 100 days before the program start date, but not before that. Obtaining a P-card can take you up to 6 weeks or longer depending on availability of training classes. We have a shared mailbox that's monitored by everybody in the fiscal office. So you can send questions, you can send your receipts, any information that you have for the program. Please use our shared mailbox. It's EA-programs@usf.edu.